Hello, book review for the month of February. Excellency Ogochukwu is my name, and today we are reviewing a book. Not just a book, um, one of the books I considered the most interesting relationship book I've ever read so far. Like, it's one of the most interesting since I've been reading anything about relationship, love, and marriage. This particular book actually gave me another view of what I wasn't thinking about relationship. So today I'll be talking about it, and it is my read for the month of February. So I hope you can see this book, Why Men Love Bitches by Sherry Argov. So before I'm talking about this book, the first time I saw this book on a friend's status, I was skeptical, like, why men love bitches? What's the reason for writing such a book? What would this book be all about? Or what's the author trying to say about in this book? I was so eager that I had to screenshot it, and then after a while I decided to read it. And I'll tell you, this book is a 10 over 10. Except you have another book that I've not read, you can recommend, and I'm willing to read the book. But this Sherry Argov, Why Men Love Bitches, is a 10 over 10 for me. It was so interesting that I had to rush to finish it. Unlike other relationships that are so boring, but this particular one is so interesting, fun, with real life experiences of people talking about love, talking about women, talking about men. And I would say, if you're a nice girl, you need to read this book, because before now I don't really feel cool with that name. Actually, I don't really feel cool with someone calling me a bitch. I'll just feel like, what are you trying to say? Like, I'm a bitch? Like, oh no, I don't really like the name. But this time around, trust me, if you call me a bitch, I'll be happy to respond back to you in a positive way, because this book actually transformed my life, my mindset about what bitches is all about. Who is a bitch? Why will a man consider you a bitch? And how can a man stop treating you like a doormat? If you are able to read the subtitle of this book, it said, From Doormat to Dreamgirl, a woman's guide to holding her own in a relationship. So this book is going to give you the insights, the ideas you need to hold your own in a relationship. I've come across some girls telling me about their relationship life, some guys telling me about their relationship life. And also, this book is for ladies. Yeah, trust me, it's for ladies, not for guys. It's for ladies. It will give you some ideas that you've never had before. You think you are doing it right, but this book will tell you, no, you are doing it wrong, baby girl. You are doing it absolutely wrong, baby girl. So I highly recommend this book. It's includes new chapter, so just buy the one that includes new chapter. I highly recommend this book for every baby girl out there, every nice girl out there. It's time we turn to bitches, girls. It's time we turn to bitches. And not just anyone in a relationship, it actually helps married women too. Yes, there are some things that we consider it's the man's fault, whereas it is our own fault, not the man's fault. Trust me, we are the ones giving them hand to do that. When it comes to relationship, whenever it's starting, you as a lady have the hand over a guy. But we don't know. We think that the guy is on everything, owns every decision, and all the rest of it. But you, as a lady, have a hand over a guy when it comes to relationship, when it comes to dating, when it comes to marriage. You give him the hand, he follows suit. So this book is going to transform your mindset about the aspects you feel love and otherwise. And it comes with 100 rules. Guys, I highlighted some of the rules in this book that I'll be talking about in this video. It comes with 100 rules that you don't need to miss. You start seeing some of the things you thought you are doing right, some of the things you thought you are just doing just to make the relationship work, some of the things you considered right in the relationship, whereas it's all wrong. Baby girl, you need to step up from being a doormat to a dream girl. Trust me, this book has everything you need. to step up from being a doormat to a dream girl. That every man will say, I'll be like, I wish I'm in this girl's life. I wish I have this girl for myself. And after reading this book, trust me, you're not going to make the mistakes you've made in your past relationship. And if you have a sister, a younger sister, maybe from the age of 17, 18, who is considering relationship, you can gift her this. Trust me, if you have friends, maybe those that are not married, those who are married, it doesn't matter the age range. Just give them this. There are so many ladies out there thinking that men are the ones doing the wrong things, that men are the cause of the issues we are having in relationship. Whereas we are giving them the hands to do that. There are some things I will highlight in this book. There are some things in this book that I'll just highlight, but I will recommend you read this book to get everything, digest it, write out the words that you're not doing right, that you want to start doing right, in a piece of paper or anywhere in your notepad. Just make sure you follow it. This is not a rule to follow. Yeah, even though there are 100 rules here, but you don't need to follow them. Just that, do you think you want to make that relationship right? Maybe you've been this girl that is not lucky in a relationship. Do you think it's time you look into that, stop that whole stuff? Let the men know that you are not the kind of girl they used to say. This book has everything you need. It has everything you need to make sure that relationship doesn't turn out bad. Even if it's not bad, you see it early, even before the guy takes the next move. If the guy is considering you a doormat, you see it early. So I think it's a must read for everybody, every girl out there. Let's just stop this whole relationship stuff that is weighing us down, this whole love stuff that is making us feel less of ourselves, thinking that we are the cause in every relationship, or the guys are the cause, they are scum, they are this, they are that. Please, they are not. They are the one actually giving their hands to do that. So first of all, I won't like to talk more about this. I'll go straight to the attraction rules. Yes, attraction principles in this book. Attraction principle, and I will start from not her number one, but the one I considered number one for myself. Yes, there's this particular one I considered number one for myself, but not number one in the book. So this is attraction principle 21. Attraction principle 21 says, if a man has to wait before he sleeps with a woman, he will not only perceive her as more beautiful, he will also take her time to appreciate who she is. Now, judge yourself. I don't want to talk too much about it. The whole principle is self-explanatory. Judge yourself. What is that thing that you are doing wrong? This is one of the things that is killing us in a relationship. The number one thing that is killing us in a relationship. Don't tell me that you get to know a man this week, the next week you're rushing over to his house. I had this experience of a particular guy meeting me in the market the eve to Christmas Day. So after we exchanged contacts, I got home. That guy started calling me that night. I was like, why the whole calls and everything? You've called me before. I've acknowledged that I know who you are. I am the one that gave you my number. I've acknowledged that, okay, you're the one I met in the market. So why calling me like that? It was like the girl that usually cooks for him in the house and traveled home for Christmas without telling him. And then here is he trying to cook, but he doesn't know how to cook. So he went to market thinking that the girl is around so that the girl will cook for him, and then he doesn't know how to cook. So can I come and help him? Like, are you for real? You met me today, you want me to come over to your house that night, even if it's not that night, the following day to cook for you. Do I look like a chef? Why not order takeout? Why not look for any kitchen to order food from? Do I look like a chef? Even if you want to make me your girlfriend, should I start being a chef as early as that? That's wrong, like automatically wrong. I have to leave my phone. The guy called throughout that night, and the following day he never tried to call again. So trust me, there are some girls that will be like, oh, maybe just to win this guy's heart, let me go over and cook for him. Cook for him. I'm not against it. If that is what you have been doing before, please, it's time you drop it. You're not a chef. If he perceives you as someone who is so desperate, like coming over to his house that day or the following day to cook for him, he perceives you as one who is desperate, maybe to keep him or to do anything, and he is not going to keep you. He will never keep you. He will never consider you as a lady to keep. So trust me, that guy has other motives, other hidden agenda. But because he sees that I'm not the kind of girl that will accept that easily, he stopped. Because I will never. He even said the following day, okay, what of next? I said, I can't just come to your house like that. Don't say that. Why will you be inviting me to your house just all of a sudden after meeting me? So it's a no. So let's go over to the next one. Other attraction principles. Number 2 says in her book. Number 2 says the women who have the men climbing the walls for them aren't always exceptional. Often they are the ones who don't appear to care that much. Then another principle says if you start out dependent, it turns him off. But if it is something he can't have, it becomes more of a challenge for him to get it. Attraction principle 6 in her book says it is your attitude about yourself that a man will adopt. Trust me, if you show him the kind of girl you are, if you show him that you're a keeper or you're a fish or you're a player, he will always adopt it and flow with it. So we are the ones giving them hands to do whatever thing they want to do in the relationship. Attraction principle 8 says the biggest variable between a bitch and a woman who is too nice is fear. The bitch shows that she is not afraid to be without him. Show a man that you don't care about him. You don't care about anything he has. That man will somehow become afraid of you. Like, how will a girl, maybe this is something he has been experiencing, has been seeing girls do. They care about his money, they care about how handsome he is, how nice he smells, how good he looks, but you don't give a damn about it. The man will consider you worthwhile to know the reason why you don't even give a damn about what he owns, who he is, or how he's going to treat you. Attraction principle 13 says whether you have terms and conditions indicates whether you have option. Almost immediately you are presenting yourself as a doormat or a dream girl. So notice this, it is in your hands to present yourself as a doormat or a dream girl. So you are the one telling men, treat me this way, not with words but with action. Attraction principle 15. Whenever a woman requires too much from a man, he will resent it. Let him give what he wants to give freely, then observe who he is. Don't ask too much. We usually ask too much. Starting from when the relationship is just trying to grow, we are asking too much. We are asking him to give us attention. We are asking him to do this, to do that. Why? You don't ask men to give you attention. They see that you deserve it and they give it to you. So a man who doesn't give you attention, you don't need to beg him for that. Starting from the beginning, you don't need to ask too much because he's going to resent it automatically. Men doesn't like to follow orders from women. They will resent it automatically. Then another one says, always give the appearance that he has plenty of space. It gets him to drop his guard. Why will you be attaching yourself to him too much? Why will you always like to be around him? You always like to know where he is. You always like to visit and all the rest of them. don't always pay that visit. Don't always call to know how he's faring. Don't always, men will always be good, trust me. They will always be alright. But calling them always to know how they are faring, to know if they are eating, to know this, to know that. I don't say you should not care about them, but always doing that, if you don't, they won't really feel okay with it. Trust me, they won't. After some time, you see they will start resenting it. They will start seeing you as a cheap person, or you really want them to feel you are good. No. Don't always do that. Do that, but not too often. Yes. Attraction principle 19 says, more than anything else, he watches to see if you will be too emotionally dependent on him. Please don't try it. He will use it against you one day. Trust me. Don't be too emotionally dependent on him. One day he will lose it and he will use it against you. Trust me. Now, attraction principle 22 says sex and the spark are not one and the same, which means sex is different, spark is different. You don't use sex to spark a relationship. You don't use sex to spark off a relationship. No, they are not one and they are the same. Attraction principle 23. Before sex, a man isn't thinking clearly and the woman is thinking clearly. After sex, it reverses. Trust me, it reverses. The man is thinking clearly and the woman isn't. That's just it. Nothing to say about that. You get it. Now, attraction principle 24 says every man wants to have sex first. Whether he wants a girlfriend is something that he thinks about later. By not giving him what he wants up front, you become his girlfriend without him realizing it. Trust me, if you're able to utilize this in your next relationship, trust me, it's going to be the most beautiful experience you've had in a relationship so far. Every man, whether he wants to consider you as his girlfriend, his wife, or whatever, once you give him what he wants first, up front, without showing him that, no, you don't deserve this now, he will automatically not consider you as anything. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how attractive you are, he will automatically disqualify you. But just take it aside. Let him do the work he's supposed to do before getting what he deserves. Attraction principle 30 say anytime a woman competes with another woman, she demeans herself. And I see this often. When I mean often, I see it often. Women trying to bash other women against because of a man. Like, you are trying to fight another woman because of a man, you are trying to do this because of a man. Be it your husband, be it your boyfriend, trust me, you are demeaning yourself. You are making less of yourself in the presence of that man. That man is not going to take you as anything. You don't dare you fight because of a man. Don't dare you fight because of a man. You can fight for a man, but don't fight because of a man. That's one of the things that will spoil your relationship with that particular man. Even if he loves you and you are fighting a fellow lady because of him, automatically you are disqualified. Why would you do that? If that's what he wants, let him go for it. When he comes back to his senses, he will realize what he did wrong. Trust me. Attraction principle 33 says when you cater to his ego in a soft way, he doesn't try to get power in an aggressive way. This sounds somehow tricky, but it's true. Most of us doesn't do that. You don't even cater for the man's ego. You know one thing about men's ego? Like, this is major part of a man. Yes, ego is the major part of a man. Cater for his ego. He's just a baby in your hands. Like, he will automatically become a baby in your hands. All those men, all those ladies or married women that will say and will be like they are using charm on their husband, they are this, they are that, they are controlling the man. They are not actually controlling the man the way you think. They are doing the necessary thing, which is to cater for his ego. And automatically, he doesn't try to get power in an aggressive way. He will just be yours. Trust me, you don't need to talk too much about that. Attraction principle 35. He will let a woman who becomes his doormat pay for dinner on the first couple of dates, but he wouldn't think of it with his dream girl. Trust me, whenever you go out on a date with a guy and he ends up telling you to pay, like even if it's the first date, second or third date, and he ends up telling you to pay, don't even try to go back to that man. Don't. Don't even try. Whenever he wants to let go, he will let go of you because he has seen you as a doormat, as a woman who would do anything, go to any length just to keep a man, which you wouldn't like to do. Attraction principle 41. It says, men respect who communicates in a subtle way because it is the language men use to talk to one another. And that's just simple. Men doesn't like you going from beating around the bush from one point to another. Instead, before you get to the particular stuff you want to tell them about, you will talk about this, talk about this. No, just be brief in anything you want to tell them, and they will respond immediately. But if you come with so many stories and all the rest of it, they will become tired of it and they will be like, you are stressing my mind, you are stressing my brain. They are just logical in nature. Now, attraction principle 46 says, the second a woman works over time to make herself fit his criteria, she has lowered the standard of that relationship. I see women do this a lot. They will come over to the guy's place during weekend, make sure they sweep, wash, cook, do everything. Like, I don't get why you will work overtime just to fit into his criteria so that he will call you, you're a good woman, you are this. Don't try it. Sorry if you don't hear him. You're a good person already. Don't even try to work overtime just to fit into his criteria. Don't try it. You are never going to fit into his criteria. Trust me. Now, attraction principle 50 says, the nice girl gives away too much for herself when pleasing him regularly becomes more important than pleasing herself. And that's just it. Consider this through, whether you like it or not. Because when it comes to relationship, nice girls please the guy more than themselves. They will deny themselves what they need to do at the moment just so that the guy will be happy. Like, why? You will deny yourself your love, your self-care, everything just to make a guy happy. I don't even get it. You are not happy yourself, but you want to make someone else happy. That's why they say love starts from within. If you don't love yourself, you hardly love someone. You hardly love someone. Now, attraction principle 52. When you nag, he tunes you out. But when you speak with the action, he pays attention. Trust me, men hate women who nags. So, instead of you nagging, telling him what he needs to do, what he stopped doing, and he stopped taking you out for dates, he stopped buying you flowers, he stopped checking up on you, he stopped calling, please stop too. Do as if you don't even care about all those stuff, and you will be surprised. Yeah. Attraction principle 56 says, when you treat him casually as though he's a friend, he will come your way because he wants things to be romantic, but he also wants to be the pursuer. One thing about men's ego is you're not giving them that space to express their ego, to express their feelings as a man. They will never consider you serious. Treat him casually, let him pursue you, let him chase you, let him express his ego as a man. Let him say, this is what I did, instead of you trying to chase or pursue him, which is not right. Attraction principle 57 says, a little distance combined with the appearance of self-control makes him nervous that he may be losing you, and that's true. Give him his space. Don't clog over him. Why will you be clogging over him? Why will you be thinking of visiting him up soon? Why will you be thinking of hearing from him often, hearing his voice often, calling him often? If he truly wants to hear your voice, let him go. Give him his space. Once you give him his space, he will be nervous. What is this girl up to? Like, even if you used to call before, but all of a sudden you stopped calling, trust me, he will be nervous. He will want to know what makes you to stop calling, what makes you to stop caring. So give him his space. That's just practically that. Attraction principle 6 to 1 says, when you nag, he sees weakness. Simple. Once you start nagging, he's seeing your weaknesses. You are just displaying your weaknesses for him to see. That's just so simple. You are displaying that you are insecure. You are displaying that you don't love yourself. You are displaying that you don't feel loved. He'll start seeing all those weaknesses and he will act on it against you one day. Now, attraction principle 67. Forcing him to talk about feelings all the time will not only make you seem needy, it will eventually make him lose respect. And when he loses respect, he will pay even less attention to your feelings. I don't know if you get it. Always forcing him to talk about, especially your own feelings, trying to tell him that you don't feel the love the same way it started. He doesn't do this again. When you start forcing him to talk about all those things, to talk about the things he usually does before that you like, and now he no longer does that, he will lose respect for you. He will see you as someone who is too needy. You need all those things in your life, so you can't even provide self-love for yourself. You can't even be okay if a man doesn't call you and all the rest of it. So he seems you needy and eventually loses respect for you. Trust me. Attraction principle 17. The element of surprise both inside and outside of the bedroom is important to men, and it adds to their excitement. The element of surprise is very important in a relationship. And trust me, when you start with a man not getting to know this is what you're up to, he will be surprised that once in a while men need love. The love that you're asking them to show you, they still need it. Once in a while, the gifts you are always expecting from them, they still need it. Not necessarily because they can't provide it for themselves, but because they will value it when the person they are in love with surprises them with that, especially surprise. I don't think you've ever surprised a guy and saw his reaction. Like a guy who least expected something from you, and all of a sudden you surprised him. Come and see his reaction. Attraction principle 76. He will never respect you as being able to hold your own unless you can stand on your own 2 feet financially. Women, make your money, like hustle. It doesn't mean you don't need to call upon him once in a while to help you with 1 or 2 things, but don't always call him to help you do 1 or 2 things. Party to go out, 2 of you to go out together, and then you are costing your outfit for him. I don't get it. Why not do it yourself? So that next time he'll be like, oh, this girl actually bought her outfit the last time we went out together for a birthday party. So this particular one, I'll be the one buying it for her. Every dinner party, every this, every that, you start calling, especially in relationship, you start calling upon him, costing everything for him to provide before you go for that. No, it's not really nice. Once in a while, do it for yourself. Let him see that you are financially buoyant. You can stand on your 2 feet financially without him being there. Attraction principle 81. In a relationship of any kind, if one person feels the other isn't bringing anything to the table, he or she will begin to disrespect that person. Trust me, there is nowhere you can find this particular attraction principle. Now, be it in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, or in a business relationship, or in friendship, you always see a friend who isn't bringing any valuable stuff in your life as a liability. That's how men sees ladies, or that's how ladies sees guys that isn't doing anything or bringing anything to the table. And be you guy or girl, you will always frown against that. You will start disrespecting that person, and from there the relationship will break up. That's it. So when it comes to bringing anything to the table, it can be an idea. It doesn't necessarily has to be money. It can be an idea that will boost his business, managing his business when he's not around, making sure that his business doesn't have any crack, letting him believe that you are capable and he trusts you in managing anything that belongs to him. So in that particular area, you are bringing something to the table. Attraction principle 90. Attraction principle 90. He simply wants to respect a woman who automatically goes into overdrive to please him. I've seen something like this in this particular attraction principle. Why would you be going overdrive to please a man? Why would you want to please a man? Did he tell you that he wants to be pleased? Did he say his goals that you want to be pleased first? That has no importance in the relationship. You don't need to please him. Be yourself. Do your own stuff. If it doesn't work, walk out. So, pleasing him won't make the relationship work, trust me. A guy who doesn't need you, if you like, please him from now till the next 10 years. When he's ready to drop you, he will drop you. In fact, men doesn't like to be pleased. So please, softy, stop pleasing that man. Trust me. You think you are doing him anything good? He himself is not seeing anything good in what you are doing. So please stop pleasing him. Attraction principle 92. This particular one, I even wrote something. I even wrote something behind it. Often, the best way to adjust or fix the problem is by letting him know it's being fixed. When you alter your availability or change a predictable routine, it will mentally pull him back in. This is for those who are already in a relationship and have been doing it wrong for a very long time. If you want to correct that relationship, if you want to fix things in that relationship, the best way to do it, the best way to adjust, the best way to fix it is by not letting him know that it is being fixed. Don't even utter a word about it being fixed. When you alter your availability or a change of predictable routine, let me say for example, you usually cook for him every weekend. Every weekend, you'll send you money to go get stuffs and cook for him. Or he doesn't like foods that are not fresh. I used to hear guys say they always like fresh food, they don't like takeout, they don't like this. When you stop that particular routine of always cooking fresh food for him every day, when you stop it, you don't need to tell him, see guy, I'm not going to be cooking fresh food for you. When he calls you, you tell him, I'm busy, I can't really come and do that. When you stop the routine of cooking for him weekly, doing chores for him at home weekly, without you telling him that you are no longer going to do that for him, trust me, it will mentally pull him back that this baby seems like she's now getting herself, she's now getting back her senses. So please, alter that routine without uttering it out, without saying anything about it. Attraction principle 97. Attraction principle 97. A yes woman who gives too much sends the impression that she believes in the man more than she believes in herself. Men view this as a weakness, not kindness. I'm too kind, I'm too kind. That's a weakness. You will always agree to whatever he's saying. Babe, you are doing this, yes. You are doing that, yes. You are doing this, yes. You will not say your own point of view. You will not disagree on some points because it's not favorable to you. You always agree. You always say yes. Who, like, did you really get this? A yes woman who gives so much. You always accept anything that he says, just for peace to reign, just for that relationship to continue going on. Whereas it's not favorable to you. Whereas you know that you don't feel okay with it. You're not feeling yourself about whatever option, whatever decision he's bringing out, and you are accepting it. It will send him this feel that this is your weakness. You can't just let this go. You can't just utter against anything. You can't just say no. It's not kindness. It's not trying to make that relationship move forward. It is your weakness that you are displaying. Now, the last but not the least, the most attractive quality of all is dignity. Most ladies these days have lost their dignity. Trust me. We have lost our dignity. And that is the most attractive quality of a woman. We have lost our dignity because of material things. We've lost our dignity because of money. We've lost our dignity because of hair. What you can afford by tomorrow. If you take your business serious. If you take your career serious. Now trust me, it's time for you to pull back yourself to where you are supposed to be. It's the right time you take back what belongs to you. It's the right time you become a woman of dignity again. So please and please, you see this particular book, Why Men Love Bitches by Sherry Argov, please go ahead and read it. Please go ahead and get the ideas in this book, because this particular lady shared so much about relationship that you need to know. It's not too costly. Please and please go ahead and get it. Thank you.